I do breathing a lot. Like I'll breathe in through my nose and then out through my mouth, and like I'll just sit there thinking. I like winning the match 100 times before I even go out there.
There's a lot of people, man, that they want to improve through hard work. But if you want to break through to a new level, you have to think about it. And that's what people don't want to do, is the thinking.
Space is the enemy of jiu-jitsu. So you don't ever want to give them space. I give them zero space. I got to stay in their face and move in the whole time.
My son just came to me recently. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I want to be homeschooled." I was like, "What? What happened?" Like, I just don't like this, and I'll be able to go snowboarding more.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right. It was music to my ears when he told me,
he wanted to be
"Hey, I want to be homeschooled." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Every single top level jiu-jitsu kid in the world, they're all homeschooled.
Hello and welcome to the Harmonized Podcast, where we learn about the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and spirit. Today we're joined by Kolby Gonzales, who's an ADCC Youth Worlds Champion and a rising star in the Jiu-Jitsu scene. Today we're going to be talking about Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, hunting, homeschool, and dads. And if you get some value from this podcast, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share this video to help us reach a larger audience. Without further ado, welcome, Kolby Gonzales.
Thank you. I love being here. I mean, I love this little studio here. It's really nice. It's like real professional in here.
Thank you, brother.
Feels like an experience.
Heck yeah, man. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we start off with your journey, man? Jiu-Jitsu, that's how I met you, here at Zia training.
Yeah.
And then I started looking into you. Kolby's here. I was like, what? Who's this Kolby guy? Checking out your Instagram and then seeing these clips go viral and the championships. It's been cool watching your journey, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been very fortunate with my my social media. Like recently, after ADCC Nationals, just a couple of my clips have gone viral. Like actually today, my most viral one just hit 10 million. So pretty thankful for that. So that was really
awesome,
cool.
Bro.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what got you into jiu-jitsu, bro?
I was in basketball and soccer. You know, the normal sports. Like I was doing 4U basketball and 4U soccer, and there was this kid. We'd go back and forth. Like we'd always play each other. They were a 6U team, and he'd always elbow me. Like wherever we were, we'd always be guarding each other, and he'd elbow me. And finally, he kind of cocked back and elbowed me pretty hard. So I punched him, and I got kicked out. I was the first to ever get kicked out of 4U soccer.
Oh, wow.
And then
how old were you?
I was 4. So, yeah.
You're like, that's it. I've had enough.
And then I guess it was a pretty good punch, I guess, because it knocked him to his butt. And then same thing happened in basketball. Same kid, same scenario. He elbowed me, and I punched him. He got kicked out of 4U basketball. So my dad actually brought me to jiu-jitsu to teach me a lesson, because one of his like longtime friends was a purple belt at used to be Gracie Baja, but now it's 3 Crosses. He used to be a purple belt there, and he was like, yeah, you got to try it out. So he put me in it just for the trial week to kind of get beat up a little bit and be like, see, other kids can fight back too.
Yeah.
And he put me in it, and I was like, no, I don't want to go back. So I just stayed with jiu-jitsu, and since then I had it was kind of a hobby at first, and then like my first or second tournament, I was in Albuquerque for one of the Gracie Baja Interschool tournaments, and Professor Tusa recognized me, and he said I was really good and that I should go to Worlds. And then since then, I that's when I won my first Worlds. Was 5.
5 years old. Holy smokes! Wow. So you've been doing this for a while.
Long time.
How old are you now?
16.
16.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 11 years.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
And dude, I've seen you grow up just over these past 2 years,
Yeah.
bro. Size, mustache coming in. I was like, who is this guy?
my dad calls him my little cheesy mustache. Like, yeah. He's not the biggest fan of it.
No, it's sweet, man. So you went to Worlds, and right there you were hooked?
Yep, and I was hooked from the first week. Like I remember, I still have a picture of my gi, like way too long. It's like past my fingertips, and it's all rolled. It's like 5 rolls up, and my white belt that's down to my knees. And it was just, since then I just loved it. And like,
oh man,
I don't know, I just always loved the grind of it, because like other sports, and I hate the team aspect of sports. Like wrestling's a little different because it's individual and team.
Yeah.
But like a team sport, if you lose, you can always blame it on somebody
Point the
else.
finger, yeah.
Like first quarter this guy did that, or
Yeah.
like fourth quarter he messed up, but it's never your fault.
Or the
But,
refs.
yeah, it's the refs. Yeah, but like whenever it's with jiu-jitsu, it's always you.
Yep.
Like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, it's always you. Like
Mhm.
you win or lose, it's always you. Like you get all the glory or you take all the shame.
Yeah.
So, it's like that's the biggest thing for me, because I can't stand like losing. And so like I hate losing more than I like winning, honestly. So like losing is just like I hate it.
Yeah.
So I would way rather not lose than win. So,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's a great point, and that's one of the reasons I put my son in jiu-jitsu is it teaches you that self-accountability. Like
Yeah.
you said, you can't blame anyone. It's if you end up in a pin, it's on you. You
Yeah.
made a mistake somewhere down the line
Exactly.
that put you there. And no pointing the finger. It's you got to reflect and be like,
Mhm.
okay, what did I do wrong? Where can I improve? And man, it's so good for growth.
Yeah, exactly.
So good for
So
growth.
good.
Like physically, mentally.
Yep.
I've seen him change over the years like you wouldn't believe, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of that has come from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and just the discipline of showing up every day. Like nobody wants to show up every day and have hard cardio and lose 5 pounds a day. It's just like it's tough, but like it's just something you go and do, and then once you're done with it, you're like, wow, that was amazing, and you enjoy it.
Yeah. When you were 5, you won that championship. Was it just like natural or what?
It was funny because my dad, we had visited, I can't remember. We went to the mall the night before because the guy who got me into jiu-jitsu, his son also trained. He had twins.
Mm-hmm.
They both trained, and so they were down there too. And we had went to like the Rainforest Cafe or something.
Okay.
And I saw this big old Lego store, and my dad promised me if I won, I could go buy any Lego set I wanted. And I hopped off the podium and I was like, "Hey, Dad!" And my dad was like, "I'm so proud of you," and hugging me, and he was like on the verge of tears. And I was like, "Can we go get some Legos?" Yeah, that was all I was worried about. But
Hey, gotta love a little
yeah.
incentive right there.
yeah,
Awesome. So now I'm seeing all these clips, dude. You're getting subs within 10 seconds,
yeah,
which is crazy, man. And me personally, I've been just working on like my defense and then
Mhm.
control. I'm not like a submission specialist. So what are some tips, man, that help you finish people so quick?
honestly, just doing it. Like that's the biggest thing for me. Like 95% of the moves I hit within 10 seconds, I've never practiced in my life. Like
What?
I'm not out there repping flying Troy
arm bar.
bars, flying
Yeah.
arm bars, or like sitting arm bars. Like it's like something I don't even think of. Like it's just something I do. Like whenever I hit that one flying Troy bar,
Mhm.
I never even thought of it. I just saw it was there, and I was like, I'm gonna hit it. And then after I hit it, everybody in the crowd was all excited, and I was like, I didn't even think it was anything special until I looked back, and I was like, huh, it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like the biggest thing for me is like just going out there and doing it, because like 90% of it with those moves is like the mental part of it. Like
Mhm.
you're scared you're gonna land on your neck. Like
Yeah.
if you land on it wrong, you're paralyzed, or if you like go for this move, you might put yourself in a bad position. But if
Definitely.
you just don't think about it and you do it, like a lot of the times you'll hit it. Like
Mhm.
with most of my flying arm bars, I'd say I hit like 70-80% of them. So
Wow.
like it's more about getting over the mental part of hitting stuff and like just doing things, because that's how my jiu-jitsu game is. Like I'm kind of slow passing pressure if I want to be, and like guard retention, and kind of how you're saying, like how you are. But like how I win most of my matches is just going out there and hitting it. Like that 1 4-second arm bar I hit where he sat guard and
Yep.
got the
Just
arm
jumped
bar.
right over.
Yeah, he's got fourth at trials, and he is like one of the best guys in the world. Like he's literally beaten the number 1 pound, or the number 1 guy at our weight class twice
Wow.
in the world. And like
It didn't look like it in that clip.
yeah,
Bro,
and,
I was like,
I knew he was good. So I was just like, I just got to go out there and just hit it.
take it.
Yeah, because like if I go out there play methodically, his jiu-jitsu game's good.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be tough to beat him. So if I just go out there when he's not expecting it and I just hit it, then that's when I can beat him.
Yeah, that's a great point. How it's mental, dude. Hitting those moves, it is so mental.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times we hold back out of fear.
Yeah,
Like you said,
out
you
of
don't want
fear.
to end up in a bad position.
It's like doing a backflip, like most people, like, you're probably athletic enough to do a backflip, but like scared of hitting the back of your head, so
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. Great point. What are some other key elements of your game?
I definitely say leg lock defense
Leg
for
lock
the adults
defense.
because I'm not a big leg locker.
Mm-hmm.
I hit actually my first heel hook the other day at trials, but I'm by no means a leg locker.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think my biggest thing is I defend off of the leg locks, and whenever you defend leg locks, especially against like top level, it's a little different because they're really really good at them. But like if you defend a leg lock, it usually opens up into a different attack for you. So
Yeah.
that's what I like, defending leg locks. And like it gets my dad stressed out because I have really flexible like ankles and knees, so I'll be like hyperextending or like they'll have me in a, like I was going against this dude at trials and he had me in a belly down heel hook, and it didn't feel like anything, but my corner was all like straight, like
it looked horrible.
Yeah, it looked horrible, but thankfully I'm flexible. And like
Nice.
definitely my biggest, like, other than my flashy submissions or whatever, is my back takes. That's what I've been drilling since I was 5, and that's always what I've hit. And like my professor Jeff, the one that ran the trials camp whenever you'd come, he is just, his biggest component is back takes. So that's what we've been working, like back takes and back take defense. That's what I've been working basically my whole jiu-jitsu career. So like back takes for sure.
Yeah. It's arguably the best position in the sport.
Yeah.
It's that or mount. What do you?
Yeah, I think back because like trying to defend somebody off of your back compared to in front of you.
I agree.
Yeah. I honestly think I like side control better than mount, because mount, especially whenever I'm going with those big guys, they're able to push me off. But like side control, and if I don't care if I have somebody who's 250 pounds, like having their back, it's just, it's hard to get them off you.
I totally agree. And I see someone like Hodger Gracie saying he prefers mount over back, but he's also massive.
He's
so
also 250 pounds. Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe there's something there, but
maybe. But like a guy like you can take anybody's back, and like it'd be a big trouble for them to get out, But like if you took like if you got somebody a mount, it's a lot different because their strength can just kind of push you off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
But
yeah,
it's not as well known on my Instagram, but I actually like my flashy back takes better than my flashy submissions, because like I remember this one time at my first trials, this guy, he went for a nice pass, and I just duck under it, and I went to his back. That's my favorite. It's my favorite move I've ever hit. I like kind of like slid around him. It was kind of funny, but that was my favorite.
Nice. That reminds me of wrestling. Kind of sounds like a wrestling move right there. How important has wrestling been in your jiu-jitsu journey?
Oh, it's been key. Like recently, my jiu-jitsu was really good, but once I incorporated my wrestling, it just took off to the next level. Like I remember from last trials, which was, I think I had already been wrestling by that point, but only for like a month or two. And by that trials, I was good, but like that wrestling is what I was missing. Like I ended up losing because like my wrestling. And this trials, like I faced all wrestlers. My first guy got 3rd at Division 2, and the second guy, he was a coach for like some big school in California. And then my 3rd guy was another JUCO wrestler. 4th guy wrestled at Iowa, and then the guy I faced in the quarterfinals, he was a 2-time All-American for Virginia Tech. So
stacked.
But every time I went out there, I didn't feel outmatched any time with wrestling. Like I was able to get my offense going, and I never got taken down, So it was just like my offensive wrestling was big, but especially my defensive wrestling, because I can defend the wrestling off to something that I want.
Yeah.
Because if I'm too offensive, and especially in jiu-jitsu, that's what people get wrong, is they think they're good at wrestling, so they go in too hard, and then they ended up getting guillotined or something, because like that's what they just rely on their wrestling. Like you even look at Dorian, like I don't know if you know Dorian, but
I don't.
He's won the 66 kg trials, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world, but he's basically a wrestler, but he doesn't only rely on his wrestling, so he's offensive at times and he's defensive at times, even if it's a bad guy at wrestling,
Yeah. And all jiu-jitsu matches start on the feet.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you got to wrestle them to the ground
Yeah.
or something. But
in ADCC, you can't pull guard in the second half either. So
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. So what principles did you learn from wrestling that has changed your jiu-jitsu game?
The discipline for sure. Like showing up to wrestling, I usually me and a couple other partners, we show up at like 2:30ish. So we show up at 2:30ish, and then like our practice goes until 6, and then we usually stay an hour later. So I'm basically there from like 2:30 to 7. So
Wow.
like every day.
Oh, yeah.
And just that discipline to get up and go do it even when I'm sore, even when I'm tired,
Yep.
even when something hurts, like knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, like just going out there and doing it. It's like the biggest thing, like the discipline. It's like jiu-jitsu with the discipline, but it's like on steroids, because like jiu-jitsu, you have some time to rest, but wrestling is just always go, go, go. So they complement each other perfectly because of the technique of jiu-jitsu and just the physicality and like brutalist of wrestling. Just they mesh together really well.
Very nice. Yeah, I've always heard wrestling practice is like no other.
It's
brutal.
Horrible. Yeah, like this last probably 2 weeks, I've been losing anywhere from like 8 to 10 pounds per practice, and just
Sweat.
Yeah, I'll show up like 172 and practice like 161, 162.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a key element, the discipline. But what about some physical techniques that you learned from wrestling that translate over to jiu-jitsu?
Like, the leg riding is a big thing in wrestling.
I think you were showing me something like that, right?
Yeah.
For the guard passing?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so there's that kind of leg riding, and then the wrestling kind of leg riding, which is when they're like on their fours. And so that translates really well to jiu-jitsu and vice versa. Like the jiu-jitsu, because basically my 8th grade year, I took 3rd, and I probably had 2 takedowns the whole season. Like I just let people go for takedowns on me, and then I'd go behind and I just leg ride. So it's basically like jiu-jitsu, and so that's what jiu-jitsu transferred into there. And then wrestling.
Are you talking about turtle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, turtle. And then wrestling, which translated was like my inside singles. Like jiu-jitsu, it's really hard to get like an outside single because guillotines and stuff, it's really dangerous. So like my sweep singles, like outside, and then boom. And the defensive part too is what's like the biggest, I think, because like if you're able to defend a shot in jiu-jitsu, nobody's going to score on you. And if they can't score on you, then they can't win, So I think the biggest part I've learned from wrestling is definitely like the defensive wrestling and counter wrestling. So like somebody shoots on me, then you shoot right back,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds so awesome. I wish my school had wrestling, dude. I would have done that way over baseball.
Yeah.
But,
That's the only thing that kind of sucks is wrestling's not available at every school,
Yeah.
Almost every school, but then like there's little schools and guys like you can't wrestle, but like you'd probably fit in really well with wrestling.
I think I would have loved it.
Yeah.
But 'cause football is what I did have. So like a single leg, double leg, that's kind of like a tackle.
It's kind of like a tackle.
So it kind of felt intuitive at first, and that's really my whole game from the stand-up. Go for the single, go for the double, pull guard if I can't get those.
Yeah.
But, man, wrestling, dude. Whenever I face a wrestler,
they're
scary
a
problem.
too.
They're a problem.
They're mean. Like
Yeah,
even whenever
tough.
I go against wrestlers, like
Here we go. It's
Yeah.
going to be a battle.
even if you go against like a JV dude, they're always there to battle.
Yeah.
Like wrestling, you'll have the occasional guy who's kind of scared to wrestle you because of like who you are and what you've done. But like 90% of those guys will go out there and just battle with you no matter how good you are,
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing in wrestling. Like all those guys have a strong will. And like especially at the top level, all those guys are strong. Like they're not there to lose, So
That's why that discipline is so
Yeah.
important. It builds that mindset,
Yeah.
man, just to go get it.
Yeah.
Battle, fight.
yeah,
Who cares who you're facing?
exactly.
Just
That's
you're
kinda-
going into the fire.
Yeah. I had a duels this weekend, like a duels tournament, and that's basically
What is
just
that?
like it's like a 2 teams head to head.
Okay.
So it's like your 107 to your 285 pounder, like your full lineup versus their full lineup, and it's pretty fun. It's like my favorite thing that we do. And so we were dueling this team. It was Los Lunas, but it was their JV, and so I was going like obviously the kid wasn't like as skilled as me, but he still went out there and he was battling, like he was trying his hardest, and like I pinned him, but he got off and he was all upset. And like that's just the mentality you got to have in wrestling, is like no matter if you're JV or if you're the best in the world, you got to go out there battling,
Love that. So we talked about some of the mindset aspects, the discipline. what type of mindset do you have to take into an ADCC World's Championship match? Like, what's your preparation like that for that mentally?
Honestly, my biggest thing mentally is like everybody likes their music and stuff before matches, and that's okay and that works for them. But for me, I like being in the moment and kind of just finding my inner self and just like staying centered. And like I don't like I'll put on music sometimes if I'm trying to get hyped, but if it's a big match, I like just staying with myself. And I kind of like I do breathing a lot. Like I'll breathe in through my nose and then out through my mouth, and like I'll just kind of sit there thinking. And I like winning the match 100 times before I even go out there, you know? Like if I go out there with a blank slate, then like I don't feel like I'm prepared. But if I go out there and I think of every possible thing he could do and every possible way I can counter it, that's how I feel like I can win, you know? So
Visualization.
like, yeah. And like what a lot of people don't know, like at ADCC Kids Worlds, we were backstage and like they had all the guys who were on deck like waiting backstage, and so I was like from me to you to him, so it was like
Your
it was
opponent?
it was a mental battle right there. We were staring at each other we were there for probably 30 minutes, you know.
Gosh.
So we were
The
just
tension.
there. Yeah, like it was like you could cut it with a knife. It was yeah, he was staring at me, I was staring at him, you know. It was just kind of yeah, waiting for that moment.
Gnarly.
Yeah. So it was really cool, like that whole experience. But then you could hear the music out there, and then you could see like the backstage going on next to me, and then the big stage they had where like they'd announced the people was like that big screen was right there. So I was just sitting there and I was trying to take it all in and like not let it affect me, because the biggest thing is like when people let it affect them is when they lose. Like and
It's like the Conor McGregor effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So how'd you stay calm in that moment?
I've been fortunate enough to like be on like not that big of a stage, but big stages since I was a little kid. So I've learned how to handle them, and like I've just kind of like breathing is the biggest thing for me, because people they'll look at the stands, because you know it's the T-Mobile Arena, so like it's a big arena, you know, there's holds 20,000 people, so like they look up and they start hyperventilating, and then the moment gets to them and they start kind of spinning, and then it just spirals down from there. But for me, I like just kind of staying in the moment, and if you know, occasionally that does happen with me, so I'll just kind of look at a spot and then I'll just start breathing and stretching, and like I like
Bring you back.
I like stretching before my matches. It's like even if I don't need to stretch, because it just kind of it like takes my mind off of something, and it gets me ready, and it gets me focused, you know.
Nice. That is super mature, dude, for your age. Like your introspection and self-control, that is impressive, dude. Where did you learn about breathing and using that to control your emotions?
Like, you know, I've seen videos, but like I've always just done it since I was little.
Really?
Like I was just kind of, I don't know, it's just something that's come natural to me, because I've always just kind of like I'll breathe in, and then like I don't know, I get like in my head sometimes with these little rituals. So like before every match I'll do like 11 steps, or I'll do like 11 stretches, because I like the number one, like thinking I'm gonna win. So I like doing something to kind of like, if I do that, then I think it just kind of it brings like, you know, the win, you know. So I just always have thought that I've always done that since I'm little. So it's just kind of like a force of habit, and like the breathing just has always come natural to me for some reason. So I'll breathe in, and like I'll just kind of I don't know, I've always thought of it before a match, like, you know how people say clearing their mind. I think when I breathe in, a big gust of air just goes through my brain, and like it goes through all the crevices and goes out my ears, and so it's just a big like breathe in, and then whenever I breathe out, it just all goes out.
All the noise.
Yeah, all the noise,
all
everything.
the chaos.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like the music, because it just distracts me from all that. So like, and it works for a lot of people, but just not me, you know. So.
Oh, that's super cool, man. The power of the breath.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't discover till way later. That's why I was like, dude, if I had that at 16, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you can use it to control your emotions, improve your circulation, your recovery, improve your stamina, keep you going during the match.
And whenever people hyperventilate, their stamina just goes out the door.
Yeah.
And like whenever breathing during a match is another big thing too.
Yeah.
Like breathing before, but breathing during the match is what's going to keep you your stamina, you
Absolutely.
know? Because like if you're hyperventilating, within the first 30 seconds, you're done, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
And I actually discovered that from jiu-jitsu. That's
Yeah.
where I first learned about the
Yeah.
breath, was from Hickson Gracie.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
book, Breathe.
Yeah. He was a big like component in breathing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when I first like discovered it. I was like, And then I started learning about it. I was like, man, I've been breathing wrong my whole life.
Yeah.
Breathing backwards here.
Yeah.
So yeah. And now that I've learned that, when I do get nervous or anxious in these
Yeah.
scenarios,
Start breathing.
tap into that breath and you can just
Yeah. And when you
bring
focus
yourself
on your breath, it really, really like it's, I don't know, it does something weird, you know, it just helps.
Totally.
But yeah, like breathing has always been my biggest, like before a match is my biggest thing. Like, and then if I catch myself not kind of breathing, like sometimes you'll get nervous and you'll kind of choke up, then I'll start like taking deeper breaths and like, you know, I'll even bring my chest up and then kind of let it deflate.
Really exaggerate it.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
And breathing in uncomfortable spots is a big thing too. Like
Getting smashed.
everybody wants to go out there and get like, and just dominate their guy. But like, that's not going to happen most of the time.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in uncomfortable spots. And like a lot of things that happen in ADCC and other tournaments with the leg locks, like I'm flexible, but knowing my limit and knowing like where I can go. So like if I'm in a bad leg lock, I know my limit, so I'm gonna tap if it's a bad leg lock. But if I know I can push through it, like a lot of people, it's called like a panic tap. So they'll like as soon as somebody gets it on, they're like, tap.
Yep.
And like different people have different pain tolerances, but like I know how far I can push it, and I'll breathe through it, and I'll calm down, because like I always think to myself, like before a tapping, I'm like, can I get out of this? And like if the answer is no, then I'm not going to risk injuring myself over something, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tap. But if I can get out of this, it's like problem solving, you know.
Absolutely.
Like I got to realize how to get out. Like, you know, at trials I was caught in 5 bad spots, you know, like a couple of times, like with that belly down heel hook, that one was bad. Like I considered tapping, and I was like, can I get out of this? Like I even had my hand up. I was like, I might be able to get out of this. So then I started squirming and I fought out and then beat the guy, you know. So
yeah. Wow.
It's like finding out like what your limit is and how far you can push it before getting injured or anything, you know. And obviously it's different at like local tournaments and stuff. You don't want to injure yourself, but
For sure. How did you develop that, learning your limits? Because that's something I struggled with. When I first got into jiu-jitsu, I did purely gi.
Yeah.
And then now that I started working into no gi, I got leg locked all the dang time, and I panic tapped a lot just because it was foreign waters. I don't know where I'm at. That seems scary, so I tapped.
It's very scary, and that's how I was like whenever I was younger. Like I think I did my first trials at 13, and I made day 2. And I faced a guy who was really good. He was a world finalist. He was like one of the best guys in the division, and he ended up making it to the semis, I think, and lost to the winner. But I panic tapped because I was so scared of the legs. And then after that, I was like, I'm not going to get leg locked again. And I've been leg locked, I think 2 times ever, that time and one other time. And like, I was like, I'm not going to get leg locked again. So I just focused on it. And I got like one of my partners, Alexis, he's like one of the best leg lockers. So like, I just got him
Clutch.
and like, we'd go leg locks, and he's a lot better than me, so he'd catch him. And like in training it's a little different, like you can tap if you're in a bad spot, but like but I like working in deep waters, so like I'll let him get in on a heel hook, and like he's not going to crank it, he doesn't want to hurt me obviously, so I'll let him get it and then I'll fight out of it. And like just learning how the body moves is like the biggest thing in jiu-jitsu, you know, because like if you know how the body moves, then you can beat your guy, you know. Like if you know their limits, like if you're going against a non-flexible guy, make him go into positions he has to be flexible. And if you're going against a flexible guy, put some pressure on him, you know? So that's the biggest thing, is like finding out who your opponent is and how you can beat him.
Love that. Sounds like just getting the reps, man.
Yeah.
Get in there and learn it the hard way.
Those panic taps, it's hard to get over because like you don't want to blow your knee out, you know?
Yeah.
So like thankfully I'm flexible, but also like getting in bad spots and knowing where your body can move to relieve the pressure. So like if I'm in a bad heel hook, I know I can put my knee down and it relieves the pressure. So like if I put my knee down, my ankle can go that much farther, but if my knee's up, it can only go as far as my leg is straight.
Yeah.
But if I put my knee down, then my knee is lopsided to the side, then it can go farther. So like, just little, it's like at the top level with those leg locks, it's the little mechanics that kind of get you out of everything, you know?
No doubt. Sounds like I need to get a partner and get in these uncomfortable
Yeah.
positions and just play with it.
Yeah, working with is the biggest thing, you know? Like it's you don't want to work in those positions because it's scary, but like you have to do it, you know,
Yeah.
to get over it.
With someone you trust.
Yeah, with someone you trust.
Yeah.
Don't get someone who's just gonna yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just stupid.
totally. Another thing I noticed with you, man, if I gave you a little ounce of space, you just gobbled it
Yeah.
up, bro. Is that another thing? It just comes with the reps,
Yeah.
or how?
It-
What's like your mindset behind that?
I've studied like top guys, you know, and like seeing how they go, and like you see the top guys at my weight class, they don't give an inch of pressure, and you see Gordon Ryan, he'll capitalize the best of the world. Like you'll see him go against like best in the world, and he'll just one mistake, and he just takes that and he runs with it, and you
Yeah.
know, and like he never looks back. Like just the space is just kind of like I don't know who the quote's from, but they say like space is the enemy of jiu-jitsu. So you don't ever want to give them space. So like you go up and you're in their face, like you know it's tiring, and like you go around with somebody like that, it's just it sucks.
Yeah.
So you just put the pressure on them, and how I was telling you when I put my knees back whenever I'm passing, that's like a big thing for me. Like if I put my knees forward while I'm passing, they can get into the leg locks and it's more of a 50-50 game and like it's less tiring, but I want to go out there and get them tired, you know? So like
Yeah.
I give them zero space, and like I've just been used to that, so it doesn't get me tired, and like it's less cardio than you think it'd be.
Well, you got that
Like,
wrestling
yeah.
cardio.
But just
smother them.
yeah, and that's another thing I've learned from wrestling is not giving anybody an inch of space. Like if I like back out for a second, they're gonna shoot on me. So like I got to stay in their face and move in the whole time, you know. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been kind of incorporating, because like before I started wrestling, I was more of like a laid back. Like I never hit any like flashy subs or anything. I was just kind of laid back, and I was like I'd hit something, I'd take your back, then I'd submit you. But like now it's just I'm on them the whole time until I can create something. And that's where the flashy subs like kind of come from, is like giving them no space until like something opens. And like just the smallest opening, it's like for me it's like second nature to find those openings, but you drill them and drill them and drill them, and then it becomes second nature, you know?
Yeah. You mentioned Gordon Ryan. Who are some of the top guys that you emulate your game around?
I would definitely say with my kind of pressure passing, Dorian, who's the guy I said 166 kg. He just won at the trials that I did. He won a 66 kg again. He's really good. He's like, you know, Felipe Pena.
Yeah.
He's Felipe Pena is obviously huge. He's like 260 and 6'5", 6'4".
Massive.
And Dorian, he's a small guy. He's shorter than me. He's a little stud. He's like a little pit bull, but he probably walks around like 155. And he went against Felipe Pena at CJI. He just killed him. Like
What?
He smashed him. He just put the pace on him and just boom. And Dorian's
How?
only 18 or 19, and
That's insane.
he just put the pressure on him. That's what he did, because Pena's not used to that kind of pressure that fast. So he's everywhere all at once, and that's what I saw that, and I was like, I got to really kind of emulate that. So my pressure is just like, I just go, you know? And then with my submissions, it's like, I don't really get that from anybody. Like it comes from me. And like the way I train, like with Jeff, my professor, we just train like to get in those positions. And like we train, not like the flying arm bars and stuff, but we train like how to get to the back in the most creative way, or how to get to an armbar in the most creative way. So like he gives us full creative ability, and like we can't just do a normal armbar. We have to do some crazy setup to get to it, and that's where all my attacks come from. Because I work like, if you just work a standard pass armbar,
Yeah.
you work that for 5 years, like you're gonna get really, really good at it. But like if that's not there, then once that creative stuff,
Yeah.
I have that stuff ingrained in my mind. So like that's
He's
how
training you to see it from different angles.
exactly. So I like, that's what one part of our game, like in Gracie Ball El Paso, like all of our top guys, we can hit stuff from anywhere. Like that's just the way we train.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then my guard, I've really been working like shin on shin, and I get like the Rotolos. They're really good at their wrestle ups, so I love wrestling up. That's like my biggest thing from guard. So I'll wrestle up into whatever, And then my close guard, I get it from like Roberto Jimenez. I like his close guard game. He's really good. He's from Colombia or Ecuador. He's really good. I love his guard, so I'll work like his style guard. But I just get a little something from everybody,
I'm
Like
not familiar with him. What's his guard style like?
he's more like he does a high guard. Like he'll get you in close guard and then hike his legs up,
Okay.
and then he'll start working under you like inverted. Like I'm a big
Mm,
like it. I used to be kind of like skinny, so I'm still really flexible. Like people wouldn't look at me and think I'm kind of flexible because I'm kind of like thicker now, but like my flexibility stayed there. So like I can do like when I'm in guard, I either like wrestling up or I like working the really flexible stuff. So like
mm,
I'll kind of invert and like put my legs over my head and like just do something stupid, So
yeah.
but
Stuff that people aren't used to.
yeah, exactly. Like they're uncomfortable with those. Like
Yeah.
you always want to put your opponent like in an uncomfortable position, like where they're not used to.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, it's been awesome watching you, bro.
Oh,
I'm
thank
like,
you.
watching your matches and your highlights. I'm like, dude, this is cool. And then being able
Yeah.
to train with you, I was like, all right, this is
Yeah.
cool, man. And I can feel it, bro. Like
Yeah.
just the years, the reps, like it's like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, he's legit.
Yeah.
He's legit.
And if you're facing a good, like you have a good guard. So like when I'm facing you, I don't like giving you an inch of space, like I said. So like if I just pour it on you, then you're eventually gonna make a hole, and that's where I capitalize on it. And you
Yep.
see like like how I was saying, Dorian, his first trials, he'd only been training for like 2 years, and he was a wrestler. And there's this guy, his name's Johnny Grippo. He's like multiple time, 4-time world champion, like really, really good, like top 5 at the world now in the world now. And he just poured it on him with his passing, and it opened up, So
Yeah.
that's how I like emulating.
Yeah. It's bound to open up eventually. And then
Yeah.
once that hole's there, just
Yeah,
take it.
exactly.
Man, you train with Gordon Ryan?
Yeah.
What's that like?
He's everybody like they have their own opinions on him, but he's a really good dude, like, and like how I gave my dad the example, like my dad used to hate him, like he was like he doesn't like all the internet talk. He's a
Like
real
cocky, arrogant.
yeah, he's like my dad's real like likes me staying humble and grounded
Yeah.
and like real humble guy. So like seeing him, he's like when I went to train there the first time, I was like, Dad, you just got to think about like if you're putting yourself in his shoes, how would you feel if people are attacking you 24/7 for everything you do, and you beat every single good guy in the world? And I'm like, sure, he's got his cocky moments sometimes, but like that's just how he is. And like some people just they don't like that, and other people's do. So that's how I told him. But then his jiu-jitsu is just phenomenal though.
Dude.
Like, even if you don't like his internet persona, you can't like deny his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I went with him the first time I went there. I was 13, and I went with him, and we did a mount round, and like he was on top of me. It was insane. It felt like I had a mountain on top of me. Like I couldn't move an inch. Like like even at the top level, going against like other top guys in the world, they're good, but like I can kind of move around a little bit. But with him, it was suffocating. Like I almost started like hyperventilating down there. I was getting like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then he moves like a featherweight though. Like he's so strong and pressure passing, but like he moves like a feather. Like when he wants to, it's like you have 140 pound guy on top of you. It's insane. Like he's all over the place.
Yeah.
And like he's honestly not the most like athletic, but just like it's just his techniques to a T. Like
Yeah.
there's no holes in his game. So it's just like he's on a different level than everybody else.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I went to a seminar in Austin. It was him and Danaher,
Mhm.
and they were teaching Toriano passing.
Mhm. And
Man,
that's
that-
where I got my passing from is Danaher.
Dude,
He's a wizard with it. Yeah.
wizard.
Yeah.
It changed the game for me.
Yeah.
And I was like a year and a half
Yeah.
into jiu-jitsu, and that became my go-to pass, Torianos,
It's
to this
crazy how
day.
just one seminar with like a amazing coach like that can change your perspective on everything,
Bro. Insane.
Yeah.
And it took me like a level up
Yeah.
like instantly,
Yeah,
bro. One day.
exactly.
And I was like, whoa.
That's how I was. I was there for a week and I came back and it was just completely different. Like guys who were giving me trouble, like with the stuff I was learning, it's just like, it's like everybody else's jujitsu is here. And then like the top level guys and like Danaher and Gordon's level is here. So like they have moves that nobody's even thinking of that just like, it's insane. Like it's
Yeah.
a simple move and you do it and like nobody knows how to defend it. And like even his guard passing style, he goes out and then whenever they start defending, you grab the leg and pull it to the other side, and it's just there's zero defense to it. It's like it's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And then all this stuff they're releasing, like the BJJ Fanatics
Yeah.
courses, that's their old stuff.
Yeah.
They got new stuff
they got
that they're
new-
not telling us about.
It's insane. I've been to Austin training with them like a lot of times, probably like 20 times, and like I'll usually
Awesome.
stay for a week. And my sister lives there, so it's really nice. So
Clutch.
I used to go like every other like every month. I'd go for like a week or so, but like now that wrestling season's in, I can't and stuff. So I'd go for like a week, and it was insane. Every single time I probably trained there like with all my times combined, probably 3 or 4 months. Not a there's 2-a-day practices, like one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Not a single practice have I gone there and they're working the same thing. It's insane. Like I don't know what goes through his mind, but every time I'm going there, it's something different. Like I don't know how. Like I couldn't do that. That's just like I don't know what goes through his mind to think of all these moves to do every practice, because we probably work 5 moves a practice, 2 practices a day, every day, 7 days a week. You know?
Wow.
It's insane.
Danaher, bro.
Yeah.
The mastermind.
Yeah. He's a weird dude, but he's a
Yeah, he is.
he's a cool guy though. It
Yeah.
works out for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. He's a wizard.
Wizard. Yeah.
One thing that I learned from them that I think applies to everywhere in life is there's a lot of people, man, that they want to improve through hard work.
Mm-hmm.
But where these guys say you make the biggest breakthroughs by thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, that's a really interesting idea, because everyone says, yeah, you work hard, you're going to get there,
Yeah.
which is true.
It's true.
But if you want to break through to a new level,
Yeah.
you have to think
think.
about it. And
Yeah.
that's what people don't want to do, is the
They don't
thinking.
wanna think.
And that's the real hard work.
Yeah, that's the hard work, is like making a breakthrough with your mind.
Yeah.
Like mental is everything. Like
Everything.
my dad's always told me, if I go in there 99% and my guy goes in there 100%, he's going to beat me 100% of the time, because that 1% of mental is everything. Like
Yep.
you go in there thinking you're going to win the match, you're going to win the match. But if you go in there with any amount of doubt in your mind, you're not going to win
done.
that. Yeah.
You're done.
So like it's the thinking. Like I've always thought of the analogy of jiu-jitsu as chess, you know?
Yep.
Like one move, I'll even thinking of a match, I'll get in a move and I'll think like I'm really close to getting like that checkmate, you know? So I'm like one move away. So it's just one move to get to that like submission, but it's one move to get to that submission, but it's 1,000 moves before that to get to the point that you can get the submission, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like a chess game. And like I started chess like 2 years ago and I haven't been playing it recently, but like within the first like week I was already really good, because like it's a lot like jiu-jitsu, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just
It's
you're
problem
thinking of
solving.
moves ahead. Yeah, it's problem solving.
Attacking while defending.
Yep. And that's why you see like a lot of the top jiu-jitsu guys like have autism. Like Mikey, he has autism, but it just makes him think about everything, and he's so smart that it just kind of like you see like a lot of the top jiu-jitsu guys, they have PhDs or they're like very credited in their field. Or like the Kolby brothers, like DeAndre Kolby is the #1 in the world. Like he beat Diego Pato. He's #1 in the world, and he's an engineer. Like jiu-jitsu is like his side thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's his main, but like he's an engineer, you know? Like they're all, you have to be smart, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just go out there and be like a brunt, like like a brutalist. You like, it works sometimes, but you just have to be like at that top level. You have to be like mentally above another guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have to be smart, you know?
Yeah, Mikey's another one of those super interesting guys.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
similar to Gordon, I feel like Gordon and Danaher with the thinking
Mm-hmm.
and analyzing and trying to develop these new moves.
Yeah.
Have you trained with him at all?
I've never actually trained with him, because he's kind of weird. He moves around with his gyms, but I've always Like I've met him a couple of times and talked to him, and he's just how he is like on the videos as he is in person. Like
Yeah.
he's still an odd dude, but he's really nice. He's just kind of like a little off, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's just like with his. I'm not a big fan of the leg lock, so like I don't really like watching him
Yeah.
because like it's just kind of annoying to me. But his jiu-jitsu is just astounding. Like everything, all of his game is just it's so tight. Like it's like there's no room for error in anything. So that's why he wins all his matches, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like and like you see him in person, his legs are so short. Like his torso has like the torso of like a
Yeah.
6-footer.
I have
And
seen that.
And it's insane. Then like and like just his build is perfect for jiu-jitsu, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another aspect of it that I really enjoy is that you don't have to be a freak athlete.
No.
You can develop your technique in your mind to
Yeah.
be better than that,
Yeah.
which is super cool.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
Like especially like Danaher was saying, like Gordon, he's not the fastest in the
Yeah.
room. He's not the strongest in the room.
Not the
His
biggest.
technique may make him feel like he's strong, but he's not the strongest. He's not the biggest. He's not like the most genetically gifted. Like it's the mental and then the smarts and the technique that you put out, you know?
Yeah.
Like I go against guys like at 77 kg at trials, like I was underweight. Like I walked around at the weight that I did. And like you see the guys, like the guy I ended up losing to in the quarterfinals, he was really good, but he was cutting down from like 190, 200, you know, like those guys in my division. Like I faced a guy to go into day 2 who was like, he was huge, you know, like he was probably 6'1" and thicker than me. Like I'm like, how do you make this weight? Like they're just big, and like it's not about the strength, you know. But then otherwise, if you go in a wrestling match and you go against somebody like that, and they're not as skilled as you, the strength can carry them, you know.
I see. Back training in Dallas, my old professor is Iago D'Souza. He's trained with Leandro Lowe.
Yeah.
And bro, he was 180, 190 at most, but he felt like 350 pounds, bro, just smashing you.
Like,
insane.
Especially like I think that's why a lot of those guys like mount is because when their technique gets so good, it just kind of you're able to lock down there and like nobody can get you off, you know.
Yeah.
But that's why I like back because I'm not as good at mount. So like I'll get in mount and transition to other stuff, but
to the back.
Yeah, to the back. Yeah, to the back. Exactly. My favorite is just getting mount and then like stuffing the arm and getting a gift wrap and then taking their back.
That's my go-to.
Yeah. But it's insane like how far technique can carry you. Like it can like you look at your professor, he was probably wouldn't be able to bench like 300 pounds, you know? No. He's not like he's not gym strong. But you go against him and he just feels like a mountain on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we transition into hunting?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been on a hunt recently.
Yep. Just went on a hunt Thanksgiving. Yeah.
How was that?
I was there 5 days. It was a fun hunt, you know, like we didn't end up getting anything, but it was a real fun hunt, and I was able to hang out with like, you know, my family that I don't get to see from that side as much. And in the Gila, it's always pretty over there, you know. It's like it's like that's my type of beauty. Like I don't like I like the green and stuff of the forest and stuff, but I like being able to see stuff. And then it's like high desert, but like I don't know, it's always been my favorite.
Yeah, you got
like
some meadows.
Going out there, it's peaceful, you know, you get to think for yourself. Like you just get to think. Like there's not like zero service out there. So like, you know, they have Wi-Fi at the houses, but the second you step out of the house, you have zero service.
Yeah.
So you're not able to like, you know, like get distracted with your phone. So it's nice to get out there and, you know, get the feeling of like how it was back in the day, you know, like just walking out there for like we walked 20 miles, you know, it's not easy, you know, walking 20 miles, but
unplugging from the matrix for a bit, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need it, dude. Every so often I got to get out in nature. And it's like a little reset. Dude.
Yeah.
Are you new to hunting, or have you been doing
I've been
it for
hunting since like 2020.
Okay.
So I started hunting at like 10. Yeah.
Cool.
I was I've actually been hunting big game since I was 10.
Gotcha.
But I've been hunting since I was probably 4. Like
yeah.
My dad got me my first little cricket whenever I was whenever I was 4. Like a little cricket 22 is about that long, but it was my favorite. I loved shooting it. And then like my dad's always been big into hunting. Like we're not like big like hunters, like we go out of country and stuff and hunt, but like you know, like the kind of hunting on our land and stuff like is something different, you know. Like whenever I got my first deer, I think it was 2021, because the first year I went hunting, we went hunting at my dad's like best friend. We went to his ranch, but like whenever I got something the next year, we were hunting on our land, and it was like, you know, it's something special, like getting to hunt on the land that's been in my family since like the 1800s, you know, and getting to shoot something on that land, you know, and then getting to eat the deer, you know, it's just something special.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like deer, but
there's something about it, you know, like
there's a different level of taste whenever you go out and harvest that animal yourself, and then you take it from the field and put it on your table. Yeah. There's a story behind it.
Yeah, there's a story behind it. Exactly.
It hits different.
And like going out there, and then I get to feed my grandpa, you know, give him 2 legs, and then I'll give my uncle a leg, and you know, it's just it's like special.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. It's been something that I've grown up doing as well.
Yeah.
And man, such an important part of my life. I didn't appreciate it as much when I was young, but now it's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Just, it's all the combinations. I love getting out in nature as it is. And then
like even just going out there is like amazing.
Yeah. And then you're harvesting an animal that's going to feed you throughout the year with the best meat on earth.
Like it's pure. Like you're not out there eating like grain fed. Like, you know, and it's just they're out there eating what's out there, so it's like as pure as eating grass, you know. And like people, they say like hunting's cruel and it's immoral, and like I'm not a big trophy hunter guy. Like I don't like people that kind of go high fence and just kill, take the antlers and then just leave the meat. Like I think the biggest thing about hunting is just like the specialness of being able to be out there and like being like graced enough to kill an animal and being able to feed people, you know. Like it's a lot more than killing an animal. Like if it was just about killing an animal, like it'd be like it's all right, you know. But it's like going out there and shooting a can in the desert if that was the case, you know. But it's just like there's a special feeling when you're going out there and killing an animal. Like, you know, it's not like you're
harvesting.
Harvest. Like you're not harvesting them in vain, you know. Like you're not doing it and like just cutting off the head and leaving the body. Like it's like nourishing you, you know.
God's creature.
Yep. Exactly.
Nourishing our bodies. Nourishing our souls. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Exactly. Yeah. This hunt, it wasn't a successful hunt, but it was a successful hunt in other ways, you know. It was like, it was probably my favorite hunt that I've ever had, even though this is the only year other than my first year that I haven't ever killed anything. Like, and then last year I went in Oklahoma and I got a nice buck, but that was a special experience too. But this hunt has been my favorite because, you know, I was out there with my dad and I got to walk. We walked 20 miles and it was rugged terrain, you know. It's like that, and it's all rocky, and like you slip down, you feel like you're gonna fall all the way down, and it's scary. But then whenever you get to the top, it's just pretty looking over, and you see the sun coming over, and like you're sitting down glassing, and you just like taking all the beauty. And like we saw a lot of does. We saw probably 40 does, and we saw a lot of elk. We saw every kind of animal. We saw does, elk. I saw 2 coyotes. They both had rabbits in their mouth, which was pretty crazy. We saw them on different days too. The first day we saw one running with a rabbit in their mouth. And the second day we saw it was like a whitish coyote. He was running with another rabbit in his mouth, and it was special. And that's cool. And then we were on top of this hill. And we were looking down, and it's steep. It's like, and it's pretty high. So like you're looking down, and it's like a pretty good look down. And there's like this one bare spot on like the whole mountain that you can see. Like there's no trees for whatever reason. And you're looking down, and we saw a wolf just running across. It was pretty crazy. We saw, it was big, like. Because we were looking at does.
Scary.
And it started running towards us, and we were like, oh, and we kept looking back on the way back to the truck, you know. And
watching your six.
Like you look at the does, and then you look at the wolf, because there was does up here, and then the wolf was right here, and the does didn't even know he was there. They were running straight towards him, and like he was as big, if not bigger, than the does. It's insane how big they are.
Dude.
Yeah, like it was probably up to here at the.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then we were on the side of this hill. Like, you know, scanning, glassing, looking for bucks and stuff, and we saw a bald eagle which was really cool. Yeah.
Nice.
And they mate there, like where they mate is where they come to die. And it was like a really mature one. You could tell he was really old. And my dad said when he was little, he'd always see like these young bald eagles flying around there. So it could have been the same one. So that'd been something cool, you know?
No doubt.
Yeah. And we were watching it for probably 30 minutes, like just
That's
soaring.
epic, dude.
And
Epic.
like, you know, you think crows are big, and then you'd see a crow fly by, that bald eagle, just
Massive.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Was this your first time hunting in the Gila?
No, we go every year.
Okay.
Because we have landowner tags, because like
Nice.
we've had a ranch there since like somewhere in the 1800s for a long time.
That's
Like
epic.
it used to be really big. I think it was my great grandpa. It was his ranch, and he used to be. I think it was insane. It was insane. It was, I think, like 500,000 acres, like, and I think they had over 1 million goats, and it was just like the biggest ranch, and like I think it was the biggest ranch in the state or something like that.
Wow.
And we had all that, and then something happened in a family deal. Like somebody got in a huge debt, and they ended up having to sell some. But we still have a lot of land, but just, you know. And then it was a private land hunt, so we could only stay in a certain area. But
Gotcha.
it's special being out there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place
Yeah.
to have some land, man.
Yeah.
That's the goal right there,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, that's
Own
where
a
my dad
ranch.
grew up. Yeah, and that I've always wanted to live there, and I've always said since I was a little kid, like, dang, too bad there wasn't a bunch of people out there and they had a jiu-jitsu gym. Like I'd live out there, you know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I wish I could live multiple different lives,
I know,
bro,
like,
'cause
I just want to live there, but I also want to stay with jiu-jitsu and
Same,
then
dude.
wrestle, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think getting a good little balance of both
Yeah,
is also beautiful.
And I've been going out there a lot more recently. Like, we haven't been as much like in the recent years, but like this last year we've been going a lot more, because seeing my grandpa and stuff, because, you know, he's getting older, helping him out and stuff. So we've been going out there and helping. And then like fishing. Like, I love fishing out there. And we have
Like Roberts?
no, I've never actually been there, but right in front of my grandpa's house there's two ponds.
Nice.
So that's where I've always fished. And like, I remember I was probably 8, and I was fishing till like 2 a.m. and with a little like Barbie rod about that big, you know, a little Barbie Zebco, and cast it out there. And I caught a huge carp, and I catch it, I reel it in, and I got it. I was holding it like that, and it flopped back into the water, and I jumped in after it, and it was dead of winter. It was probably like 20 degrees outside, and I jump in that water, and I grab it and I throw it out, and then he flops back in, and I go in all soaked, and nobody believed me that I caught this big fish. Like, you're making it up.
You're like, I ain't letting
Yeah.
this one go.
Didn't even get to prove it. Yeah.
Nice,
But
man.
it's just special, you know, hunting or fishing out there, even just walking, you know.
Yeah.
Like last time we were out there, it was me, my dad, and my sister, and both my sisters are a little older. My one sister lives in Austin, she's 27, and the other sister lives here, and she's 25. And my sister that lives in Austin, she was down. What was she down for? She was down for something, I can't remember, but we ended up going up there, and we were just walking around looking for arrowheads, you know.
Yeah.
And like, that's my grandma, like, she has this big old collection of arrowheads and like full pots, and we were exploring these caves, and like you could see like Indian ruins in there, and like you'd see the smoke at the top, like the smoke stains on top of the cave. It's just cool. Like, you go out there and it almost feels like you're in that time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, without your phone, and you're looking at all this stuff, and you're hiking, and you're going up this stuff that's kind of scary, you know?
Yeah. A different connection to the land that we don't experience here in the city.
Yeah, exactly.
How beneficial, or how does that affect your mindset?
It's just like it just clears your mind when you go out there.
Yeah.
And you come back with a blank slate, and it's like you're almost happier when you come back, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, you're out there and it's fun, and then you come back and you're like, you realize like how life can be,
Yeah.
and how like a different kind of life, you know? And it just sucks that some people never experience that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you see people that live in like LA, they're never going to go out and go hunting in Gila, New Mexico, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, they go out there, you get to go out there and experience something that not everybody gets to experience. And
Yeah.
like, it's just special, you know?
Yeah,
Even
what a
if you don't
blessing.
get anything, like, it's just special being out there, you know, four-wheeling. And yeah,
Absolutely.
that's always where I want to go into MMA, get my money, retire, and then get a ranch.
Dude.
That's always been the goal.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Beautiful dream. MMA.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's been
Tell me
my
about
goal
that.
since I was 5. That's always what I've
Really?
wanted. Like I've always wanted to transition to
Ever
MMA.
since that first punch, huh?
Yeah, since that first punch. Yeah.
4 years
Yeah,
old.
4 years
It's
old.
just like it's in you.
Yeah. Yeah. But all my family's kind of fighters, so like street fighters, my dad was like a little bar brawler, and like all my uncles and grandpa and cousins, that's how they've all been. And like I think it's a genetic thing, just kind
Yeah.
of kind of in you. And then like my cousins are all wrestlers. Like my cousin Cash wrestles in Kansas for college, so like
It's
just
in
like,
the blood.
yeah, it's in the blood, like fighting. And it's like physical stuff. It's always
Yeah.
just been in my DNA, so like it's something that I've always had like a calling to, like not that I want to get punched in the face, but I want to punch other people in the face, so
Yeah.
it's just something that like I've just always been drawn towards. And like I told my dad whenever I started jiu-jitsu, I was, I think, 5. uh it was like right after I started jiu-jitsu. I was like, Dad, I want to get into boxing. And he was like, why? And I was like, because I want to go into MMA. And he was like, well, boxing's not a good idea at 5. You're gonna get some brain damage.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you can talk to me whenever you turn 13.
Mm.
So the day my birthday, I turned 13, and I was like, Dad, can we go to Dick's? And he
It's
was like, how
time.
come? And he was like, I gotta go get my MMA gear. He's like, I thought you forgot about that. And I was like, no.
Been counting
And
the
yeah,
days.
and I train at Jackson Wink a lot too. MMA gym. I don't know if you know them, but they're
I don't.
they're really, really big. Like that's where John Jones
Oh,
is
yeah,
from, and
yeah.
Holly
Okay.
Holm, like Carlos
In
Condit,
Albuquerque?
George St. Pierre. Yeah. So we have a little place in Tomei, like right outside of Los Lunas, and then drive up there. It's like 20-minute drive. So
Nice.
yeah, we stay out there, and it's really good. And like when I was younger, like now that I'm like traveling a lot for wrestling and jiu-jitsu, I haven't been able to go as much, but I had a dorm out there, and I'd stay out there for like a week or two, and train,
So you've been working striking for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah, and my striking coach is really good. His name's Joey Villasenor, and he's like one of the best guys to ever not make it to the UFC, because like he could have gone, but he was in like Pride, K2. He was like a King of the Cage champion. He's had fights with like every big name, like Robbie Lawler, and he has wins over these huge guys, and like he's like 27 and like 4 or something. He's really
Wow.
good, and his striking's insane. So that's who my striking coach has been.
That's a whole different ball game.
Whole different
Woo-wee.
world. Yeah.
What's your style?
I like well, I'm orthodox, but I like kind of the John Jones style. I like more arms out and like kind of waving around, because it's like the Jackson Wink style. Like they have their own style. It's not Muay Thai or like kickboxing or like boxing.
Okay.
It's like their own thing, and that's like most of the guys at the gym do that, and that's what I've done, and like it fits well with my game. And like I'm not a big like boxer, because like those boxers, they get pointed up, so you gotta like the arms out, and like John Jones doesn't get hit that much, so
No.
like I might as well go with the best,
Yeah. The goat himself.
yeah, Jackson Wink. Yeah,
Jackson Wink.
they're really their game is insane. Like you see, and like they're kind of they're going through a cycle. Like they had all their top talent, and then now they're starting to retire, and then like right now it's been a little stagnant, but now they have a bunch of guys on the come up. So it's been cycling. So now we have all the top guys. Like Steve Garcia, who's just like, I think he's 7th in the world, and he's had like 8 knockouts in the UFC. He's insane. And then like Aaron Pico, one of the best like wrestlers of all time, and he's like he's in the UFC now, and like lost his last match, but he's ready to come back. And then you have like all these top level guys, that are on the come up. And Gable Stevenson, he's a Olympic champion wrestler. He just got in MMA, and he trains at Jackson Wink. So like there's just these top guys,
Well,
But,
I think you're doing it right, bro.
yeah.
If you look at the best guys in the UFC, most of them are wrestlers.
Yeah, wrestlers and grapplers.
So you got that wrestling
Yeah.
foundation. Of course, you need jiu-jitsu to survive in the UFC, and then learning striking
Yeah.
from the GOAT himself.
Yeah, and that's what they've been telling me at Jackson Wink. Like all my coaches, they're like, the striking will come. Like that's the easy part, but the grappling is what takes years and years and years to learn.
Yeah.
So
you gotta feel that.
yeah, they're telling me like, you gotta focus on your grappling right now, because the striking will come whenever you want it. Like you can put in a couple years of striking and it'll come to you, you know, but
Yeah.
like that grappling, you can't just become the best in 2 years. Like
You need reps.
yeah.
Years.
Yep, years.
Reps.
Like the only guy to ever win a world championship within a black belt world championship within 10 years is BJ Penn. Like it's insane. Like there's like just barely anybody who can do it. So
Sorry, I didn't get that. What was so profound about that?
he won worlds, black belt worlds within 3 years. He got it. He won black belt worlds on his third year of
3 years
jiu-jitsu.
of training jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
total?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's just like a freak, you know, like nobody can do that. Like it's just, you got to get those years in, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
And even if you get those years in, it's just still insanely hard, you know?
Oh, for sure. For sure. So when's your first match?
I don't know. We've been talking about it for like a couple of years, you know, but just need to find the right time, you know? I was thinking of doing the IMMAF. It's like International MMA Federation. And it's in Abu Dhabi, and it's like a youth world, and like the only thing that sucks about it is you can't do head strikes, so it's like a little weird, like you're only protecting the body, which I think creates bad habits. But like it's a prestigious one to win for like the youth, so
Makes sense.
Yeah,
You're hitting the kids in the head.
Yeah, but I think 17 I can do my first amateur professional fight, so probably within the next year or two, you know, I'll start focusing on it more. Once this wrestling season's done, I'm going to spend a lot of time in Albuquerque training up there, you know, getting my striking down. Yeah.
One thing that from an outsider looking in seems like has been super crucial for your development has been homeschooling.
Yeah. Yep.
To get the amount of training that you've gotten in wouldn't be possible with a traditional school system.
And like not even half of it, like not even a fourth of it, you know. Like, like most of my training comes in the earlier part of the day, you know. So like I like morning training a lot, like within like 10 a.m., you know, because I get it out of the way and I get a good sweat and it just carries me through the day. And then I'll have like a night training, you know, and then I'll have like an afternoon. But like, you know how I'm homeschooled, I get to go to the wrestling gym, how I told you, at 2 p.m. and stay till 7, you know. But if I was in regular school, I wouldn't be able to do that. And like just being able to travel, like even if you are like for a tournament, you're gone Friday. Like if you're gone Friday, like every other week, then they're gonna get mad at you, you know. So
gonna get mad at you.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
I know. And like I was a straight A student, you know, in third grade, in third grade, of course, but like I had straight A's, and they still were mad at me for missing like a day of school every now and then, you know.
It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, my son just came to me recently, this past week actually. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I want to be homeschooled." I picked him up from school. He didn't even say hi. He's like, "I want to be homeschooled." I was like, "What? What happened?"
Yeah.
And then he's just telling me, he's like, "I just don't like this, and I'll be able to go snowboarding more."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So right away he's like, ChatGPT, what do I need to do to get homeschooled as soon as possible?
Yeah.
And then we're all reading it through together. I was like, "Hey, dude, I mean, I would love that for you. But we're going to have to convince your mother." What have been some of the biggest benefits from being homeschooled?
Oh, like honestly, just like I get to focus what I love, you know, like I get to focus on what I love, you know, like I get to train whenever I want, you know, so like, and I get to do whatever I want. I have the freeness to make my own mistakes too. Like if I like get lazy, then I spend a week slacking off, then I'm behind a week, and then my grade's going down. So like I get the freeness to like cut my own mistakes. So like I have to rely on myself to hold myself accountable of doing my homework, self-discipline, you know, and that's what comes with like, you know, doing hard sports, the self-discipline comes. So, you know, like it, and then I have the freeness to, you know, if I want to go fishing, I get to go fishing, you know, and like, it's like, I'm not around all the badness of school. Like even just in the little bit of wrestling that I do, like there's like, you know, most of the wrestlers are self-disciplined, and like, we have a really good team. Like we're probably top 3 in the state. So we have like a bunch of self-disciplined guys, but then, you know, there's always the couple bad eggs that are like trying to pull everybody down, and you get to see how actual school is. You get to see those guys that don't want to see you succeed. Like I've had guys on my team, like not now or anything, but I've known guys that like don't want me to win,
Yeah.
like there's always people rooting against you, like in public school. But then, in homeschooling, like I do online school, but like I don't even see my teachers basically. So like I basically just go in, do the work, and then I get to do whatever. So it's just been
at your own pace.
At your own pace, exactly.
That's the cool part too, is you don't have to wait for all these other kids to figure it out. If you pick it up quick, you can just smash through it.
Yeah.
And save you more time for what you love. And there's this book called Outliers. I don't know if you heard of it, but the main key principle from the book is to develop any skill and master it. It takes a minimum of 10,000 hours. And how many hours are we wasting at school?
7 hours a day, 8 hours a day. It's insane.
For 12 years.
For 12 years.
So if you're taking that
5 days a
time,
week,
dedicating it to your craft, you're going to be way ahead of the competition.
And like you see every single top level jiu-jitsu kid in the world, they're all homeschooled.
Really?
Every single like top level kid in the world. It's insane. And like most of the top level like wrestlers too are homeschooled, but they just like some states don't allow you to be homeschooled and wrestle. Like our state fortunately does. So like I'm able to do that. But I know like Texas and stuff, you can't be homeschooled and wrestle. So like sometimes they have to be in school, which kind of sucks. But like Bo Bassett, like the top wrestler in the world for the high school, he's like, training 5 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., so like he has the time to, so it's just how it works, and then like you like you said, you can go at your own pace. Like my best friend Trey, he's like really good at jiu-jitsu and wrestling too. He's in Colorado. He's also homeschooled, but like he only does like he's a sophomore and he only has to do like 3 classes, and he could graduate this year if he wanted to do 4 classes, but he wants to wrestle next year. So next year he only has to do 1 class,
Wow.
So like it's just however hard. How much hard work you put into is like what you get in return, because like if you put all that hard work in public school, you still have to do the same amount of work as everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, and we were looking at the benefits like on ChatGPT, and bro, it just looked like straight pluses across the board. The only downer was the social interaction, which I'm like, he's going to be in jiu-jitsu and sports there. You get your social interaction, like develop your social skills.
A lot. I will say this though, a lot of homeschoolers like that have been homeschooled their whole life are kind of weird.
I have seen that too.
So that social part, see, how old is he?
11.
So he's already had the social to carry him through, plus the jiu-jitsu. Like that's how I've always been around jiu-jitsu, so I have the social part. Like the jiu-jitsu community is basically like a family, so I get to get my social interaction there, and then wrestling.
And it's a better social interaction. It's a community,
and it's
not a school with bullies and like name
drugs and alcohol, smoking. It's none of that. So like, and then you go into wrestling, and like I say, wrestling is like all the best parts of school. So I get like all my friends in wrestling, like, because they do the same thing as me, and like most of them are good kids and self-discipline, because you have to be. You can't cut weight, can't put all this effort out and still have to go party, the next weekend,
Yeah.
So I think like homeschooling would be the best thing, but like I think pure homeschooling without any social interactions kind of bad. But like you put them in, obviously jiu-jitsu, like how he's in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, it's just, that's all the social interaction you need,
Yeah. I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
So what's it like, the actual schoolwork? Because I haven't done enough research yet, like online.
Yeah. They give you harder work. Like
really?
Yeah. Like
so you got to prove that you're actually learning.
It's not easy, like, like they say, New Mexico is like the easiest state to pass in the nation. Like they're really bad. Like they're behind like Guam in education, like they're so bad at like schoolwork, like their education's horrible. So you go in school and like my aunt was she's a teacher, and she said like every single, until like 2 years ago in high school, if you failed, you got a 0%, they'd give you 50. Like you got a 50% just for attempting. So it's insane. Like, and like she said, one of the students had gone into college at NMSU and was like, oh, teacher, I think you miscalculated my grade. I only have a 10%, but I should get another 50 because of my zeros. And they're like, that's not how it works. That's only how it works in New Mexico. So like it's insane how like the education, like you get good top level education on homeschooling depending on the platform. I don't know how the other ones are, but the one I've used has been amazing to me, you know. So
Awesome.
it's called, I think, like Connexus or Pecos. I think Connexus is the engine and Pecos is what it's called.
Gotcha.
Like Pecos Cyber Academy, but it's been great, you know. So like I get to work at my own pace, and like I get, you know, sometimes you get the teachers that are kind of sticklers, but like my math teacher, he's kind of like it's hard work. Like it's like I'm really good at math. It's always been my favorite subject, but like I hate geometry for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So like geometry's just been my kryptonite, and like I'm good at algebra, multiplication, like every kind of math there is, and like just geometry. I don't know.
It's a different mind for geometry,
yeah.
a different mindset.
Yeah. As we were saying before, the cameras decided to rudely interrupt us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always really liked homeschooling, and like I don't like the way they teach in like school. Like they kind of teach you to keep you on pace for the grade you are, but homeschooling kind of tries to excel you, you know? So
Yeah.
like as an 8th grader, I was like testing at a 12th grade level. So like in New Mexico, I think I was top 1% of all like testing, and nationwide it was like top 5%. Like it's a different kind of mind that they give you in homeschooling compared to like public school. They try to hold you to everybody. Like they try to bring you as a herd, you know?
And that isn't just holding you back in education, it's holding back your
And
mindset
life too. Yeah. Like it's just everything.
It's creating sheep.
Yeah, it's creating sheep. It's creating workers, you know, like but like you can't think, you know, you can't think like willingly in school. Like you can't go out there and like express your opinion, because then the teacher's like, oh, you're wrong, or like they're like, that's not the way it's in the book, you know. Like it's not what the handbook says, you know. And like that's just not, it's not how you're supposed to be taught. Like you're supposed to be taught freely and like how express yourself, and like you get to put in your own thoughts to it, you know. That's why I like jiu-jitsu so much, because it's like you're teaching yourself your way. Yeah. And like I've always just like, I thought that's the best way to do it, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
And like you have to raise your hand for bathroom breaks. Like bro, what is that? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like you can't go to the bathroom.
Yeah, man. Having gone through the public school system myself, it was like, it's total garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't even try, had a 4.0, piece of cake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
But a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I've always had that feeling, and putting my son through it, I was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate putting him through this.
Yeah.
But it's just my circumstances, being a single dad, just co-parenting. It just like seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So it was music to my ears when he told me,
he wanted to be
hey, I want to be homeschooled. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah. And it's crazy.
Why?
Yeah. It's crazy how like that all works, you know, like how like he expressed that he wanted to do homeschooling. Like it just shows how bad actual school is. Like if school is good, like who wouldn't want to go see their friends every day?
Right.
Like why wouldn't you want to? But like the school system's so bad that it just kind of it shows like how school is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see there's like nobody that says like if everybody unanimously agrees that something sucks, like they usually change it. But like for whatever reason, this one thing, like with school, they don't want to change it, you know?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like how the school system has been the same since the 1800s.
Yeah. Almost like it's there by design.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's been a cool part. Seeing it just made sense to me. I was like, okay, this is clearly one of the reasons why you're so good. Yeah. And I'm not trying to discredit you. No,
of course. Like
it's beautiful. Yeah. And so I was literally telling my son about you. I was like, so there's this guy Kolby from Jiu-Jitsu, and I showed him your Instagram, your clips and all that, and he's like, oh wow. I was like, he is so good, largely because of homeschooling, because he gets to get way more reps, way more time training and sharpening his craft. And I was like, if you found your passion, we could do that with you.
Exactly. Like if his passion isn't jiu-jitsu or it isn't wrestling, it's whatever he wants to do, like he can do it, you know. Like with school, 5 days a week, 7 hours a day, plus schoolwork on the weekends that you have to do most of the time, like projects or, whatever. Like you just don't have the time to do what you love.
Yeah.
It's like you have to do this for 12 years and you get a break every 9 months, you get like a 1 month break, so like
Yeah.
it just makes no sense how you can't do anything for 12 years basically.
Yeah.
But like with homeschooling, you're able to like freely do what you want for any time you want. But like if you slack off too much, you get behind. Then it's like so easy to get behind in homeschooling. So you got to keep yourself accountable, which is also another good thing. Getting the discipline.
Oh yeah. You mentioned him quite a few times on the podcast, is your dad.
Yeah.
And I haven't given my dad enough credit here on the podcast, but he was a huge support in my life and pushing me in my development. He coached me in every sport, all the way up to middle school.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, baseball, and teaching me how to hunt, teaching me how to work, and all these key principles that have raised me to be who I am today. How important has your dad been in your life?
Like a good dad will carry you anywhere. Like, that's why they say like fatherless, kind of like whenever somebody's bad, they say fatherless. They don't say like motherless or like, grandpa-less. They say like fatherless because he's the one who brings you into the man you are. Like if you have a bad dad, then most people follow in their footsteps. And like, there's people that kind of, they steer off like in spite of their dad to do better things. But if you have a good dad, you're going to be a good person, like it's just your dad is kind of molds you into the person that you are,
Yeah.
And like my dad has always told me, he's never forced me into anything. He's always told me in jiu-jitsu, like even in until like now, he's like, if you ever want to quit jiu-jitsu, just start ballet, or you want to do whatever. Like you can do whatever. Like, I'm not forcing you to do anything, so you're free to do whatever you want, like he's not forcing me to do jiu-jitsu. And a lot of mistakes like wrestling and jiu-jitsu parents make, or like any sport, is they force their kid to do the sport that they don't like. And like, like
try to live their life through their kid,
vicariously through them. Exactly. Like it's not your life to live, so they force them to do something they don't like, and it ends up making them good, but then they resent it. And by high school, like, good wrestler through youth, they get to high school and they're burnt out because their dad makes them do like 3 a days of something they don't want to do,
I've seen that time and time again.
Yep. And that's something my dad's always done. He's never forced me to go to a practice. He's never forced me to go to a tournament. Like he's always like encouraged me, like let's do this. But like he's never like, if I'm like no, then we're not gonna go. So that's just one thing.
I will say I've had to give my son a little extra encouragement sometimes, like jiu-jitsu. The first time, he was like crying. He's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, too bad. You're going.
You're giving him the strength to come back, though.
Yeah. But once he got in there, then he realized, this is fun.
Yep.
And then we get to the point where I don't have to force him anymore. But that first time I did have to force him.
Yeah.
And I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that several times. Snowboarding too.
Yeah.
He was literally crying, I don't want to go snowboarding. I'm like, someday I'm going to tell you about this and you are going to shake your head that you were crying that I was trying to take you to do this. And now he loves it.
Yeah.
So I do think we got to push them sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course you have to push them
out of their comfort zone, because otherwise you just play video games all day long.
Exactly. You see those parents that just like they do whatever their kids want. Like, oh, you don't want to do this? All right. We're in, like, that's what ends up getting the kids that are disrespectful and they're talking back because they don't get any repercussion,
Yeah.
Like a good dad is always gonna like fight you back if like my dad, get in a little argument, but end up in an hour we're made back up and everything, But like those parents that just let their child just walk all over them, that's when you get a bad kid. And like they raise them to be like, Discord mods, just like people who are kind of like, they think everything belongs to them because that's how they're raised,
Yeah.
And like my dad's always raised me really humbly and like grounded, and that's how he grew up. Like he grew up with not much, just like ranchers and like having to work every day. Like he was having to work, when he was 9, like around the ranch, like, and that's how I've been. Like my dad's a rancher now, so I help him on the ranch, and that's what I've been doing since I was little, and it just keeps you grounded and humble.
No doubt. No doubt. And that discipline too, I think, is also super important because, get into some fighting matches
Yeah.
with our dads, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's because they love
Yeah,
us and they want
exactly.
the best for us. And like sometimes now with my son, I'll be hard on him, but it's because I know he's capable of
Yeah,
more, and I'm
exactly.
pushing him to reach that
Your strat,
potential.
yeah,
And
exactly.
we saw it with snowboarding. Like the first couple days this season, I was real tough on him, and I could tell he was getting a little
Yeah.
frustrated. But then he got it,
Yeah, it
and then
clicked.
I was like, "There it is.
Yeah.
Now you're good." And
If you
now,
didn't push him, that wouldn't happen.
or it would have been delayed.
Yeah.
And now you get to enjoy that sooner
Yeah.
because I was a little tough on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't have that conversation, but I think he understands.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't throw a fit or anything.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I could tell he was getting a little upset,
Yeah.
like just getting a little quiet, just
Yeah.
taking the falls. But
And like kids are a product of who their parents are, Like if
Exactly.
you have bad parents, like drug dealer parents, you're probably going to end up being a drug dealer,
Yeah.
It's like you're a product of your environment. So
Exactly.
like what you're raised around is what you're going to be. So like, good people are raised by good people,
Yeah.
And there's always leeway. Like you can have a bad kid, and they're raised by a good parent and they're just kind of a black sheep, but like for the most
Most
part,
of the time.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something my old professor in
Yeah.
Dallas said, and it was a little profound, or just something I hadn't thought of. He's like, the best way to judge someone, I know we shouldn't judge, but
Yeah.
is by their kids.
Yeah.
You see the way their kids
Yeah.
act, and
That's how they are. That's
Yeah.
how they are at home,
Because, like you said, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yep.
And who do you spend more time with than
Than
your
your
family?
parents, yeah,
Exactly.
than your family, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how like I've learned from my dad's mistakes. Like he'll tell me like the most outrageous story ever of like something he was doing at my age, and then he'll be like, "That's why you don't do that."
Yeah.
Like he'll give me reasons like repercussions of what happened when you do something stupid. So like you get to learn off of your dad and like become a better person.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's something that I try to do as well, is use my examples in life to help give my son a better chance by sharing the good things that I've learned and the bad things to avoid.
Exactly.
And it's been fun, man. It's been fun. It's been such a fun journey. I mean, I had my son at 15,
Ooh.
so it was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, you kinda
Imagine last year you had a
that's
kid.
insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. So, but over
You
the
had to
years,
learn
man,
fast.
yeah, over the years, it's been a blessing,
Yeah,
bro, a blessing.
exactly.
And he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Experiencing life with him, training him, it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
So rewarding.
Yeah.
Taking him snowboarding, and once it clicked, now he loves it, and we're having
Yeah.
fun enjoying this together. It's like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
And that's how my niece was. She was my sister was 16 when she had her, so she was young just like you, and just like she got to learn off of that. And my niece, like, my parents wanted to kill her whenever it happened, and I imagine
Yeah. Oh,
your
yeah.
parents probably wanted to kill you. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but once she was born, it was just like instantly,
Baby.
yeah,
Grandbaby.
yeah, like my dad, like he babies her so much, that's his little pride and joy. Kaylee, she's my best friend, she's funny, she's stupid, like we have our little fights and little arguments, but like siblings, basically,
Yeah.
because we're only like six years apart, so we're like basically siblings, so
Yeah.
but I couldn't imagine life without her,
Oh, yeah. I think that was everything I wanted to hit.
Yeah.
If there's any other topics that you got.
I was just gonna like, another thing I was thinking was like how good parents raise good kids, like it just shows in how people are in their mannerisms. Like I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and like it was just like how like just some guy trying to be nice and how rude people are. Like it's insane how bad people are, like,
Yeah.
and like it's just hard to find a good person, and like it just shows,
Yeah, we need more of that
Yeah.
in the world today.
Exactly.
And it's drifted in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we see a change of more people not only wanting to be parents, but wanting to be good parents.
Yeah.
Because it seems like society nowadays is telling people that you shouldn't be a parent.
Yeah.
Go chase your career.
Exactly.
Do this and that, and then
Yeah,
kids
and
if
then-
you want.
Yeah, but
What?
then that's why you see people have kids at like 40 and have
Yeah.
and like that kind of suck, having like to have most people have 3 kids, like having your third kid by the time you're like 45, 46. So then you're like 70 by the time they're turning 30,
Yeah.
So, but where I was getting at with that is like, just like jiu-jitsu as a whole is what makes people better,
Totally.
Like you see a bad guy, like a bad person,
A bully.
a bully. They join a hard sport like that, and like it brings them to a different world.
Yeah.
Like we had this one guy, I remember like a couple years ago, it was probably 3 years ago. He was at 3 Crosses. You could tell he was I think he was a New Mexico Marshal or a U.S. Marshal, but you could tell he was kind of the bully type, like kind of, better than you, and like the, you know what I'm talking about, like one of those kind of cops that are like that. And so like he came in and like he got humbled the first day. Like I think I was 12 and I submitted him like 5 times, and like he came in the next day a completely different person,
What a better,
Yeah.
Is there a better way to get humbled than getting submitted by a 12-year-old 5 times, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, good for him for coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Like it builds character, it builds better people.
No
And
doubt.
like I remember there's this other guy, he was a military guy, and I was 12 or 13. He was 250 pounds. He wrestled for Penn. Like he was a D1 wrestler, he's a good wrestler. And I put him to sleep with the guillotine. And they come back and they come back better people,
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
it just shows like, like a mat bully, like they kind of get humbled a little bit, and then they're just a better person,
Yeah, not only does it humble you, but you also have that community aspect. Say you don't have a good dad at home, or you're lacking that father role. Well, you've got leaders in the gym, the professor, that's going to generally steer you in the right direction.
They're all good people. Like, I don't know if I could probably count on one hand how many people I've met in jiu-jitsu that are bad people, or people that I didn't like, or people that were still cocky, even though they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just builds good people, like it's hard to be in such a hard sport and not be a good person,
No doubt.
Like it's just, I think everybody needs a little bit of that in their life, even if it isn't jiu-jitsu, just something hard in their life to kind of bring them into a spot that like they have to build their character into a better person,
Yeah. Humility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you hear that? Go check out jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Put your kids in jiu-jitsu.
Kids in jiu-jitsu, that's a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And if your kids are doing it, you might as well do it too.
Exactly. That's how there's been so many people I know that like they do jiu-jitsu as a kid, and then like their parent joins and just loves it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you see that time and time again.
Yeah.
One of my buddies from the gym, he just joined Zia.
Yeah.
And I saw him first day. I was like, hey, I know you.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? He's like, I got my kids here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, nice. And then he was putting on the gear. I was like, oh, you're training too?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I can't expect them to do it.
Expect them
do it
to not do it
myself. I was
myself.
like, let's go.
That's how my
dude.
dad was. He did jiu-jitsu with me for first like probably a year or two. And then, my dad's crazy. He cut off his thumb, and then he had to take off a little time. We were on the ranch, and it got caught in the rope alley, and just yeah. And then by the time he was ready to come back, we were going back, and then he broke his back in 11 places and broke 11 ribs and punctured one. Yeah.
Oh.
My dad has like every story of breaking every rib. He's had every extreme job in the world: he's a bull rider, logger, rancher. Prison guard. He's been everything. So yeah.
No, it's a beautiful thing, man. Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of my life. I'm so glad I found it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Rogan and all the podcasters that would talk about it. That's what inspired me to first get into it.
And he's had such a big influence on people joining. It's insane. Yeah.
And it's growing.
Yep. It's been growing. Yeah. And like jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but especially women's wrestling, which has been really good. It's the fastest growing sport in the nation right now.
Really?
Yeah. So it's just like all that talk on the podcast and stuff has really just brought people in, which is very thankful for, because we get better competition, better athletes, better people,
Absolutely.
Yep.
And the whole sport grows as a whole.
The whole sport grows as a whole. You get more money, like you see the best guys in the world, sometimes they have to quit and get a job because like they don't get enough money.
Yep.
But now you're seeing these CJI tournaments getting $1 million. Like it's just amazing for the sport,
No doubt. And speaking of women, I also think women in jiu-jitsu is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Talking about self-defense, bro. Yeah. One thing you learn real quick in jiu-jitsu is a girl her arms cannot compete with a guy's arms.
No, no.
But a girl's legs can
Yeah.
dominate a guy's
Yeah.
arms. And
Yeah.
when they learn how to use their legs, and
Yeah.
they can really build some self-defense that can get them out of a bad situation.
Yeah. And you go with I think the hardest people to roll with are moms. You know, they're so like, yeah, they're ready to beat up their kids. You know? Like my mom, she's just like, you know, they have such strong wills, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, my mom, like, of course, my dad too, but then my mom's always been there, and they're my biggest support cast. You know, like
Yeah.
I like just as much as like my dad's helped me, my mom has helped me just as much. You know, like they're both have been there, and like, you know, like a mom is so important. So like they get their kids into jiu-jitsu, and that's why I love seeing moms in jiu-jitsu. You know, because they get to beat up their kids a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Shout out to our moms and dads,
Yeah.
man. Very blessed.
Yeah, exactly.
You read any books?
I read some books. Yeah, like I'm not the biggest book reader, but I read a lot of like articles on jiu-jitsu and stuff
Okay.
too. Like I love reading articles actually, but like books not as much. But when I was younger, I used to love reading like old books, like
Okay.
old novels and stuff, like Old Yeller type of books and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
You have a top 3 favorite books?
I think probably White Fang. It's called. It's a book about this guy or this kid who adopts a wolf, and it's a really good book. They made a movie about it, but that then I read Old Yeller when I was younger, and I liked that a lot.
That one made me
And
cry.
yeah, and then there's one more. I forgot the name. It wasn't Gone with the Wind. It was something with the wind, but it was my favorite book when I was younger. I loved reading it. I can't remember. I read it like 2 or 3 times, but I can't remember the name of it. It's been so long since I read it, but
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites for sure.
Right on. I normally ask this question, but it doesn't really apply to you because you're the first person that's under 18.
Yeah.
I usually say if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self some advice, what would you say?
Yeah.
But what would you tell your 18-year-old self in the future?
Ooh,
A message to
that's
him.
a good question. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like just continuing what I'm doing, and like I think the biggest thing for me is staying humble. So like I want to stay humble. I don't want to be one of those guys that turns into like cocky jerk. Like I always want to, like whenever I see people, I love talking to everybody. Like, and it's kind of weird. Like I see people in person, like, and I have like fans, and it's so weird, and like it's a new experience for me.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to get to the point like in a couple of years, if I do, where I see fans and I kind of blow them off. I just want to stay humble and like be grateful for everybody, you know, that's helped me along the journey, and like help like people that follow me, you know. It's like such a blessing to have the followers that I do now. And so I don't want to get to a point where it's like, oh, I only have so many followers. Like I want to stay as like grounded as I can and like humble, so I can like everybody, those people are the ones that brought me to where I am today with my followers and stuff. So I want to thank them, you know.
No doubt. Beautiful, man. Where can people find you?
Kolby Gonzales BJJ on Instagram, and then my TikTok. Like those are my 2 main ones. I have YouTube, but I don't really use it. It's Kolby Jiu-Jitsu, I think. Yeah.
Right on.
Or it's either Kolby Jiu-Jitsu or Gonzales 9X. I think it's under both because I put it, one of them as the username and one is like my actual name on accident, but I think it's Kolby Jiu-Jitsu. You look that up, it'll show.
Right on.
Yeah. But
We'll link everything down in the description
perfect.
below.
Yeah.
If you guys got some value from this podcast, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. But Kolby, it's an honor to have you, bro.
Thank
You're an
you.
inspiration
Thank you
for
so
me,
much for having me.
and I look forward to watching you grow and
Thank you.
continue your journey, man. Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.